Welcome to the WIHS Journal. On today's broadcast, we'll learn about the local field office in New England, talking about Johnny and Friends and the retreats for families with anybody with a disability. On the phone line with me today is the local field office coordinator. Today we'll be talking about the local events that are taking place this coming summer. Hope you can join in and listen more about it. Today on the phone line with us, we'll be talking to one of the area directors for Johnny and Friends Ministry. We are blessed to have a wonderful Maria DeGenova on the phone with us, and she'll be talking about the different Family Day retreats that's coming up, 3 of them, which is awesome, and we'll be learning all about the ministry. So, Maria, thank you so much. I know we've never connected here at WIHS. We've always literally connected the CEO, which is Johnny. Tell us what you do there at Johnny and Friends.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. And I know that Johnny loves radio and loves that your team partners to bring hope through hardship, sharing her messages of hope and the gospel over the radio. So thank you for that. So I'm the area director of the Johnny and Friends New England office. So we're located in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and in my role it's to really prayerfully shepherd the staff, and we raise all of our own funds here. So I'm responsible for that, but really our vision and our heart as the local office is to really be Johnny's hands and feet and God's hands and feet here in New England to go out and accomplish our mission, which is to glorify God as we communicate the gospel and mobilize the global church to evangelize, disciple, and serve people living with disability. And we do that through partnering with local churches across New England to help them welcome and include and have people living with disability serve throughout their bodies, because people living with disability make up about 1 in 3 families here in New England are impacted by disability. And we know as New Englanders that New England is one of the least churched areas in the country. And so we have a big mission field. And so we want to come alongside churches as they are doing their work. And another way that we do that you mentioned is through family retreats that we host every summer here in New England. And we have 2 in Greenfield, New Hampshire. We actually just came back from one the week before last, where we served families who have adult children impacted by disability. And then we have one coming up in August. August 10th is when it starts for families with children impacted by disability in Greenfield, New Hampshire. And then exciting this year and closer to you all who live out in Connecticut is for the first time we're doing our 3rd week of family retreat, which is an all ages week out at Hume, New England. And so it's closer. We've heard from some more Connecticut churches that are sending teams of volunteers to serve and looking for ways that they can get connected to encourage families impacted by disability, share the gospel with them, give them a week of respite and hope. But also for the volunteers that come, often churches will send teams or people will come, because our prayer is not that they'll just come and serve for the week, but also that they'll take what they've learned and bring that back to their home churches and communities to be able to live out our mission the other 51 weeks of the year, and really a great commission to go out and make disciples.
That's great. So how long have you been the area director there in Massachusetts?
That is a great question. So I've been for about 2.5 years the area director, but I joined the Johnny and Friends staff in January of 2017. So I've been on staff for about 7.5 years, but my Johnny and Friends story really starts the summer of 2014, so a decade ago. And real quick, I grew up in the church and kind of doing all the right things. But it wasn't until I went to my first family retreat. I was a year out of college and really struggling with my value and worth that I went to a family retreat and I saw families who the world said should have no hope or joy had more than anyone I'd ever seen in my life. And that's because they found their hope in Jesus and not what the world said of them. And so I don't know if I would know Jesus, I can say, without my friends and neighbors living with disability. And so I'm super passionate about our mission, because not only does it impact our families and individuals that we serve, but also the whole body is impacted. The whole church body is impacted when it's complete with people of all abilities. And so I volunteered for about 3.5 more years with Johnny and Friends, and I was working in software sales at the time. And there's a lot more to the story, but God transformed my life and opened the door for me to come on staff in 2017.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, if you are just tuning in right now to the broadcast, we are speaking to the local area director, Maria. She is from Johnny and Friends, the area director in Massachusetts. So tell our local listeners here that you guys have some family retreats coming up. Give us the dates and what it'll entail for our listeners.
Yeah, so we had one in early June, and then we have a week coming up, the week of August 10th, and another week coming up, the week of August 18th of family retreat. And so listeners, the first thing you can do is you can pray. You can pray for God to move at those weeks for the families impacted by disability that we're going to serve. We'll have about 23 to 25 families from all over New England coming each week. And we do have a wait list, but if you know of a family or you are a family impacted by disability, reach out to us because we'd love to see if a spot opens up, serve you next year, or maybe we do a marriage getaway in the fall and maybe we can serve you in that way. And volunteers, we're still looking for both weeks, volunteers who want to come and be the hands and feet of Jesus, whether a one-on-one buddy serving in a program area like arts and crafts or recreation, a photographer. Really, there's lots of different opportunities to use gifts and talents. Everyone stays on site at our retreats, and no experience required, just a heart to serve. And maybe you can't come for the whole week, but you want to bring a group from your church to help us set up, or maybe you're a ministry leader or pastor listening, and you're thinking, wow, I really want to learn more about how I can love on people living with disability in my community, my church body. We would love to have you come up for one of our visitors' days, the Wednesdays of both those weeks. We host a visiting ministry leaders day to come and see, and we can connect with you afterwards. And Johnny and Friends has a whole slew of ministry resources to help you where you're at in your church body be able to take that home. And we have a dedicated staff person, our senior ministry relations manager, Liz Babbitt. That's what she does the entire year, is comes alongside local churches to help them fulfill our mission.
Awesome. And I understand that our general manager will be down there at one of your events. Do you know about that?
Yes, I think he's going to be visiting Hume our third week, the week of August 18th. So we're super looking forward to having him. So if anyone wants to join him, that would be wonderful. We're excited about that.
Great. Thank you so much for your heart and your passion, helping families and those impacted by disability. Johnny and Friends is a huge outreach ministry collaboratively around the world. And of course, her program, which we've aired here, 11:05 a.m. is her 3-minute program, which is awesome. So any other details that you would like to let our listeners know about that we didn't talk about today?
No, just that you can be a friend to anyone living with disability by just opening your heart and thinking about how you'd like to be loved. And you play a huge piece in our mission, whether we see you at a family retreat or not, just by helping all people use their gifts and talents in the body. So thank you for doing that and helping us reach all people with the gospel.
Great. Maria, can you give contact information, a website, how they can peruse that and find out more details?
Yes, I can definitely do that. So our website is Johnny, Joni, and A-N-D, Friends, friends.org/new-England.
Okay.
And if you're not sure, you can just go to johnnyandfriends.org and search for New England, and you can find all of our contact information on there.
Great. I mean, I learned something today. I had no idea that there was a local one. I always thought they were situated in California.
Yeah, and you're not alone there. We're always baffled by how many people didn't know we were right down the road, and we love making new friends. We love coming alongside churches and families and volunteers. So, yeah, we can't wait to meet more New England friends, let them know that we're here locally to support them.
Once again on the broadcast with us was the local field office director, Maria DeGenera from Johnny and Friends, New England. Johnny and Friends is a huge ministry that advocates for many disabilities around the world, providing wheelchairs, walkers, canes, and crutches, and sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you would like to know more about these local events taking place this coming summer, or to find out more about Johnny and Friends New England, you can call WIHS. Our phone number is 860-346-1049. I'm Anissa Porticelli for News and Public Affairs.